Hey, what's up, YouTube? Time for another episode of Play It Painted. Today we're going to be playing two games, actually. In Her Majesty's name, we're going to be playing two back-to-back games of this, and we're trying this out for the very first time, myself and my club here. And today we're playing the Black Dragon Tong, which is a Chinese mafia style or triad style of company. Against another adventuring company, and that's what these are called in Her Majesty's name, and that company is called the Society of Thule. So Jake is playing the Society of Thule. They're basically a Prussian-based company that uses a zombie mechanic, really good shooting mechanic with this crew, and I'm playing the Black Dragon Tong, which are more melee-based, kind of a speed-based crew. The strategy that we're playing in this game is a King of the Hill scenario, so you can see we have the tower set up there in the middle of the board, and I'm moving pieces rapidly towards that center of the board there, and you can see that I'm getting there pretty quickly. Now, a couple things about this game. This is a steampunk skirmish-style game. You normally play between 15 and, say, 20 miniatures, and a typical game will run you about 60 minutes. Actually, we've had some games, some of the first couple of games that we played have gone anywhere from, say, 15 minutes all the way up to a little over an hour. So it's very variable depending on the strategy that you get. You're normally going to be playing, like I said, between 4 and, we'll say, 15 miniatures. And one thing I would say about this game is this really is a narrative style, almost a DIY game, because there's so much customization in the game. It's really designed more to get you into the narrative around the game and the theme of the game. This really isn't a tight rule set. This isn't a highly refined rule set, although it's pretty clean. It's for the most part, the rules are pretty straightforward, and you can learn the core mechanics within a few minutes and then actually start getting to playing. One thing I would say about this game is you can see that we are now sort of bum rushing the middle there, and you can see my Yeti kind of hiding behind the Dragon Lady on one side of the tower, and Jake has got the doctor on the other side of the tower there. One thing I'd say about this game is it really is a game that you're going to play for fun. This really isn't much of a competitive style game. If you don't agree on something, you really want to. I guess the best answer that we came up with was cinematics, and that's really what you play this game for. So you can see I've got looks like Master Wu Chen there in combat. We're looking up some things and trying to figure out how these combats work exactly. Looks like he pulled a guy back. Didn't want the Yeti to come charge one of his Jaeger riflemen. So anyway, this game uses a D10 system, and it's a fairly flat system. It's a straight D10 system, but there are all kinds of modifiers to be aware of. First off, the any shooting bonus of the target, plus its weapon, minus any modifiers it might have taken as in terms of shooting against the target, which has an armor value, and additional modifiers for running, for cover, and so forth. So once you add all those up, you figure out how much things are going to be, and here's an example of some plays.
One, determine randomly which figure has been targeted, then roll a fresh attack against that target.
What is that blue ape supposed to be?
So I'm shooting.
Yeti.
Okay, so I'm shooting the guy right in front. I'm at a -4 modifier plus
plus my run.
Yeah.
So another -3.
So I need a natural 10 to hit him. No. So now I roll randomly to see which guy I shoot.
Okay, so it could be
this one, or this one.
All right,
so let's go.
Just discard the 10 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Discard the 10.
So that dude. Okay, so now I make an unmodified roll against him, just regular modifiers.
Okay.
So I have.
So it's just straight -3 in my brigading coat.
But so I didn't move, so I have +2.
+2, so you're gonna need a 9 because I'm at an 11.
It's impossible to shoot that.
Guys, gee.
So I'm gonna try to shoot that guy. Did he move?
Which one?
The Yeti's
that
the most
This dude? No, he didn't
hilarious
move.
looking miniature
Yes.
I've ever seen.
Who are you shooting him with? Oh, that guy.
My guy. So my guy moved. So
Even when
he's
it's
at -2.
professionally painted,
And
it
then
looks bad.
muzzle loading rifle, so he's at +1 total.
Okay, let me see what I have here.
I think you
he has
can.
a lined coat, so that
Let's
is.
go with.
Just that's the
line
thing that I'm
coat
totally
is-
in on this game.
Yeah, can you make your own
8.
characters?
Okay.
And then I have a total of +1 because of the -2 for my musket. So I need a 7 to hit
A
him
musket?
Why
Does
is
it
it? Why
backfire?
are my guys so easy to hit?
because he didn't move. 7.
What?
So
Alright,
He
so
makes-
I have to
and
make a
it's a-
pluck.
you take a pluck and there's a modifier -1.
What? So it's a 6? 6
Yeah.
plus?
Oh,
He died.
so now you
So
can
now
put
he's
a
a
zombie.
zombie.
Yes!
Okay, so just a brief sample there of the zombie mechanic at work. Now, I should point out that Jake hasn't had much time to look over the shooting rules, and that's probably why he's getting thumped so bad here. You really do have to pay attention to the save modifiers and get that pluck save down. So anyway, here's one reaction to the idea that this game is so customizable.
How do you make your own crew?
and
You just
can make
proxy
your own
them as
crew.
in.
You just get the minis for him, yeah, and then you
Fighting
just
knife.
outfit them with all the different
6.
stuff.
Oh, you could customize your guys!
Yeah.
What does the Berserker rule do?
Oh my god, this game's.
Berserker. Here, hang on, I'm right on it. If a figure with this talent suffers a knockdown result from either shooting or fighting, it is not knocked down. Instead, it receives a +1 bonus to its pluck and fighting rolls. Dude, you should have. You should have flown him up there and let him get knocked down, and then you would have gotten the bonus.
What are you guys doing for bases? You clipped all the stuff.
Okay, so you can see we're having a bit more fun with this game as we're learning it. You can see, oops, my Yeti fell off the side there. We're just going to continue slaughtering each other. Now, unfortunately for Jake, because he wasn't able to cash in on the early shooting rounds that he had, I'm now in combat, and my crew's really fast, and we're starting to tear apart his crew. So this really isn't going to last too much longer, the first game. And it's after the first game that he realizes that we've missed a few things with regards to shooting that really would have taken him, given him a bit of an edge, especially in the early turns of the game. So with this game winding down, and we find out what's going on with shooting, we actually decide that we're going to try another game in a bit here, but I guess this one is still kind of winding down. So the first experience with the game, this battle I think lasted about 30 minutes, maybe less, and that's even with us looking things up and researching some of the save modifiers. Now, save modifiers are going to drive you crazy if you've never played a game with save modifiers. You're going to want to play a much smaller game, smaller style skirmish, and just get yourself used to that quick math that happens. So now we're in the second game. I decide, actually Jake goes off and plays another game. I'm going to be playing Mark this time, and this time I'm playing Jake's crew, so I'm playing the Society of Thule. Mark has decided he wants to play the Black Dragon Tong, so he's moving a piece up. In this strategy, we're playing one called, I believe this one's called the Carrier Pigeon, or the some sort of message pigeon. It's essentially a treasure hunt style scenario with that dove that we've got there in the middle of the board. And the only difference is that dove is going to move randomly on its own each turn. So each adventuring company, is attempting to either make it into contact with that dove, or you can shoot the dove and pick it up and carry it back to your deployment. Now in this case, the dove scattered very favorably for Mark. It scattered actually right up to his Yeti, and you can see the Yeti's holding it there. And the Yeti, all the Yeti has to do in this case is run it back to his deployment zone. This puts me at a particular disadvantage because the Society of Thule is much slower than the Black Dragon Tong in terms of its movement. So I'm just trying to pick things off, and we're just doing a little bit of fighting here before Mark is able to run it back to his deployment zone. So this game also ends very quickly, even though I think we go about 6 rounds in this game. But yeah, the game was decided very quickly. If you were really hell-bent on balance and you needed to win a game, you would have been pissed at this one because, the pigeon does move randomly. But, that's really why you don't this game isn't for you if that's what you're playing for. You play for the theme of the game. You play for a narrative. So honestly, the ideal way to play this game is to set up some scenarios and some narratives and play your way through them and just enjoy the story that's unfolding before you. Overall, really like this game. I don't know if my friends really like it. I think some of us do. I know Heretic will probably play it with me. I know for a fact Jake will, just because it's funny. And we're going to keep playing other games. I think this is going to be one that we keep around, though, because I really enjoy the customizable feature, and I think we're just starting to get into it. So we'll see how this one plays out. So that's it for this episode. Wanted to thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you on the next Play It Painted.